Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again. And if you hear noise outside my window, ignore it. It's just a bunch of workers. But I'm doing the 1981 uh, classic last Ray Harryhausen movie that he worked on the effects, because then CG would come a few years later. The original Clash of Titans from 1981. Yeah, not the remake, because I'm not even going to bother with that one. This is a grandiose epic, and I want to do it now. It's about an hour and 50 some minutes, so let's get started. I haven't seen this movie in years. Here come the soldiers. Yes, most of the cast in the movie is British. Not all of them though. Perseus, yeah, played by Harry Hamlin. That guy has cavities, and that's intense. First one, and your main character is a baby inside of a box. Seagull. It's a classic for a reason. It's over 40 years old, and it's up. The remake, I didn't even bother with it because I've had such a rough year. I don't want to another. Metro Golden Mayer, yeah, MGM. Charles Schneer, the last time he worked with Harryhausen. Clash of the Titans, the best one. Da, 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 da. That score is amazing. Harry Hamlin as Perseus. Judy Boker as Andromeda. Da, 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 da. Burgess Meredith, may he rest in peace. You know, the original Penguin from the 60s Batman show. And Rocky's coach, Mickey. Maggie Smith, this is years before she did Harry Potter and Hook and all these other movies, and Downton Abbey. Ursula Andress from Dr. No. Got a good cast, mostly. Claire Bloom, Sheehan Phillips, or Cyan, Flora Robson, and Laurence Olivier as Zeus. And he was sick at this time, but he did the best he could. Lawrence Rosenthal did the music. Mwah. I love it. See, I don't have to nitpick about everything. Double toasted. Bunch of losers. Ray Harryhausen, yeah, still the man. His effects still hold up, no matter what era it was. The 50s all the way to the 80s. The man had a gift, and it still holds up today that CG could never replace. Desmond Davis directed this. Hello, heterosexual man. This movie is way better than the remake and the sequel. Yeah, I saw Wrath of the Titans. I hated it. Every second of it. Plus, this movie should never be rebooted again. Never. You're never going to top the original. Never. The remake made more money, but it doesn't matter because the sequel was bad. This is the cast. This movie's beautiful. I love looking at it. That set looks amazing. Plus, this movie's not 3 hours. Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. You can make an epic without boring me to death. That's the worst thing you can do. You cannot make a movie bore me. If a movie bores me, I'm done. Or a show, I just lose interest because I have a condition. These people on YouTube do not. They just like to complain about every little thing. There's Maggie Smith. Yeah, she was young here. Beautiful bird. There's a Harry Potter like owl. There's Ursula Andress. Still a hottie to this day. This movie is a classic. You can't remake it the same way because they did it in 2010. I'm like, why? You're not going to top the 1981 version. There's a reason Harryhausen worked on this. This is the last film he ever did the effects for. Destroy Argus. Yeah. The only thing the remake had is release the Kraken. Liam Neeson knows how to say that. Yep, the Kraken. Most of Charles Schneer's productions were classics. The Sinbad movies and Jason and the Argonauts, yeah. There's a reason that they don't need to be rebooted because CGI can't replace practical stop motion animation. It just can't. A lot they use too much of it, and that's why the budgets are through the roof. And the writer strike didn't help either. So back in the '80s, they didn't do those stupid strikes. I can't believe that's McGoggle or whatever her name is from Harry Potter. Yeah, she did epics before she was old. Hmm. Argos gets completely destroyed by a flood, and the way they did these effects, they don't. There's no computers here. That's what I love about old cinema. You will never recapture what you did back in the day because when every movie this year bombed, like 90% of them, that it was a bad year. Even last year, the Marvel movies made money. Just saying. I mean, Love and Thunder made money, and people call that an abomination. Or to have fun in the theater for once in your life. You can have problems with nitpicking every scene. Yeah, that's why I unsubscribe to some YouTube channels. I'm tired of hearing complaints. Don't worry, Josh. I'm still subscribed to you. When you see this, when you get back on your phone, I didn't unsubscribe to you because you haven't done a review for days. I meant these critics, these so-called critics, these mindless critics. There's the Kraken. It looks like the Emer from 20 Million Miles to Earth, but with extra arms. In the remake, this the Kraken looks weird. It's like a giant kaiju. Yep. Still really good practical effects. And we're only 10 minutes in. And real sets, real people. It's not a computer generated image every second like in Avatar, because that's just lazy. Sorry. Oh, we're not going to have any humans. We're just going to have a bunch of CG take over the movie. Whoopee. It looks fake to me. It doesn't look real. I need some more humanity in my films and shows. That's why I'm looking forward to Dune Part 2 and Ghostbusters and all these others. Screw the critics, okay? They got completely wiped out. I'm just tired of critics. I was tired of them back in 2010 when I wasn't even on YouTube yet. They complain about every little thing, and I'm like, they're worse than incels. Mm-hmm. Because they just they can't meet a woman in real life, so they have to hide behind their computers and keyboards. I actually met Catherine Newton, and she's a peach. Yeah, I met her in person, not behind a computer. Seraphos? The acting here feels more like a Shakespeare play than some movies today. Yes, there's some nudity in the movie, so breastfeeding a baby. Again, that's as natural as they come. I'm sorry that the Marvels didn't have a bunch of nudity. You don't need it. The girls didn't need to do this. Well, I'm not, this to show them. They don't need to lift their shirts up to prove anything that they're women. It's a beautiful shot. Perseus is wearing a diaper. It's a good stunt. Da, 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 da. There he is, Harry Hamlin, with a mullet. Mm-hmm. That does help. When Deadpool 3 comes out, I don't want to hear. I'm not reading any reviews about it. No, I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna enjoy myself because I already enjoyed the first two, and it's not gonna be no kids. And guess what? He thrives on comedic charm. That's why we love Deadpool. If he wasn't comedic, he'd be some dark character that just kills people. That's not what we want. People are just hypocritical. Yeah, the Pegasus. I'm not going to be merciful. I said less is more in 2024, and I meant it. Less noise, less complaining, less strikes, less sickness, less people getting in my way. Less. And Calibos is a really creepy looking guy. Mm-hmm. Hmm. A beautiful blonde. There's a reason that they don't make movies like this anymore because these films are not preachy. Hmm. No, man. Well, she is the main female character of the movie. Yep, Joppa. Yeah, I hope Josh gets a laptop so he can do his videos on there instead of on a phone. We're about 20 minutes in. That's a cool looking mask. The costumes in this movie are still amazing. The costumes, makeup, and the effects, and even the props. The only two American actor. I miss Burt Merger's Meredith, man. And Hammond is a much better Perseus than Sam Worthington. He's just a boring actor. In everything I've seen him in, he bores me to death. He can't even move his face, even when he's in Avatar. Joppa. Hmm. He's so good, man. He was so good. Quack, quack, quack. Yep, I hear that voice. Hey, look, a real cat. Hmm. Hmm. I write poetry. Yeah, exactly. Some pants. You saw those are real cats. No CG in this movie. Not one. He has a cape. Like he has a Shazam cape. Hmm. This just wasn't a great year for superhero movies. There were some movies that did well and a lot of them that didn't. But again, it was the year that we were in. Don't blame the filmmakers. Don't. There's two owls in this movie. This owl and Bubo. Divine Templar. It's a real owl too. Well, Bubo is stop motion. It's a mechanical robotic owl that looks cute. It's a comedic character and it's cute. I like to see the originals because the originals are always better. They're always better than the they're always better than the remakes because they're not preachy and they're not overlong and they still hold up. A birdie is a good birdie. It stays on her finger and it doesn't fly away. See, there's women in the movie. They're not a threat to the film. Get your sword. Yeah, remember Hercules, the Disney version? There's a helmet. Hmm. Next week I'm going shopping on Black Friday. I didn't go last year, so I just got some stuff pre Black Friday. This year I'm going to. That sword is cool. It's got jewels on it. Yeah. Yesterday I saw Spider-Man Far From Home on Disney Plus for the first time. It still holds up. It still makes me laugh. It still makes me smile, and it's still entertaining. And it's guess what? It's under 2 hours as well. This is so well written, man. And nobody, and I mean nobody, can bash on this original version because this is a classic. It's over 40 years old, like my parents, anniversary, their marriage, and it works. This is so good, man. One day I want to do the Sinbad movies and Jason and the Argonauts. They have them on streaming, and I recommend watching all of them. Hmm. Especially at the end. Hmm. Like Miles' suit that when he turns invisible. Yeah, that's kind of cool that they did that to make him different from. Mhm. Nice close up. Because I was gonna do this last week, but you saw what happened. But today I had to do it regardless. Tomorrow I'm not. I'm gonna go out tomorrow. Go donate some stuff. That's cool. If I if I could do this, I would sneak into the theater for the rest of my life. I would never pay a dime. Wait, does she? They never listen because they make stupid decisions. I do learn. I learned not to deal with critics anymore because they just give me stress that I don't need, especially going into next year. That's another great set. Okay, a monkey, a parrot. This is a journey, and you know, ugh, like I have leprosy or something. We're about 30 minutes in, and it's a long movie, but it's not 3 hours. At least I'm not gonna do a 3 hour movie this year. With what's left of the year, we got 17 days left until the month of December, and then we got 31 days. So 17, 31. There's about 48 days left, and then the year is over. Hmm. Cassiopeia. I know. 3.5 years of a pandemic. It will be a huge improvement, heterosexual guy. You know why? Because I said less is more. No more minors and critics for me in 2024. I don't need critics to tell me if a movie's good or not because I make the decision, not them. They get paid to crap on everything, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sick of it. They should get canceled. Most of them. I know. A riddle, like the Riddler. Burn. That's messed up. Yeah. You see, this and Lord of the Rings is a reason why they do these accents. But when they do it in Star Wars and it's not the original, it bothers me. Yeah. Talking so monotone is not epic. It just bores me to death. Or in Eternals or Black Widow or whatever. Stop having these British accents in these movies. I am a rebel. People don't know what that means. It means I rebel. I go against the grain. The Riddler is the best Batman villain. I prefer the Joker, but the villain he's a great one. There she is. Yep. He walks into her bedroom 31 minutes into the movie, about a third of the way through for the first act of the film. Some people will call this creepy, but it's not creepy because this is his destiny. A beautiful woman sleeping in a bed quietly without hearing noise. Mm. Yep, that is a good face. Something Emily Blunt ain't got. Heyo. There's that was the same bird from Sinbad. They just didn't show its face. Yeah, it's like a giant vulture. And another really good effect. All the effects in this movie still look amazing. It's almost 11 o'clock. Just lovely hair. Yep, that's right. Touch that beautiful hair. Hair's the best. There's nothing softer in the. That's every heterosexual man's destiny to be with a lovely woman. That's why we're here, guys. It's not a mystery. So good, man. Is a Hmm. That's also Hercules' uh, pet, Pegasus. Well, this is similar. Perseus is similar to Hercules in a way. I mean, they come from the same father, so great effects. By the way, I'm going to keep saying that. Nobody can say, "Oh, these are dated." No, they're not. They're still amazing, even more than 40 years later. This came out before I was born, and I saw the effects, and I was like, "Wow, it's cute. It looks like a pony with wings." I will take this any day over video game looking CGI and everything. Just saying, guys, you don't need it in everything. That's a real horse. Hmm. The one drinking water, and unlike Artex in the night in Neverending Story, this horse doesn't die. So this movie's not as dark as movies nowadays. Now everything wants to be a melodrama. That's a real horse, yeah. Then they cut to the stop motion, and this looks great. Real horse, stop motion. Yeah, don't hurt it. He's struggling, but Perseus it's a good fight. That's awesome. Now I guess a fly. That's awesome. Yeah, sword in the air like He-Man. I'm telling you, a classic will always be a classic, no matter what the box office says. Look at Blade Runner. Look at John Carpenter's The Thing. Yeah, classics, and they didn't make $1 billion. But this is the biggest victory of the year for me, Mario. So no matter how bad this year was, Mario was the silver lining to this entire year for me. Without it, it would have been worse than 2020, honestly. That looks great. Take to the skies, Perseus. Take to the skies, man. Fly higher. Look at the skies and the clouds. The way they did this was amazing, even back in the 80s. Even Tron wasn't a big hit when it came out. The original Tron? That's nice. It is a beautiful animal. White horses are really, really beautiful creatures. I've seen them, so that silhouette is amazing. See, Scenes were short. They didn't have to go on for 30 minutes. This is how you do it. There she goes again. Her astral projection goes into this box or so. I don't get that. Even when I first saw this movie a long time ago, I'm like, why is her spirit coming out of her body and she's not dead? It's a weird scene, and they do it twice, but it's the filler of the movie. So when you get to hear what she sounds like, I'm like, yeah. And again, the special effects, man. She looks like an actress I've seen before. I mean, I've seen her only in this movie, but her face, let's see. That's right. Fly, Perseus, fly. It's like great shots, man. And I haven't seen this movie in so many years. I felt like it's been like a decade or something. And if you want to see this movie, it's on Max. I think it's on streaming, so you can watch it. Let me check. It's on, well, you can rent it on YouTube, Apple TV, Vudu. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, so it used to be on Max, but it'll probably be on there again. So that lizard fell. It's not difficult for films nowadays to use practical weather. Using CG doesn't always make a movie look good. No, it doesn't, because Indiana Jones never needed CG. After the fourth one, they shouldn't have done CG. It makes the budget too big, and then the movie bombs. Mario was completely CG because it's animated. That has an excuse, or Spider Verse. But when it's real people, I don't need a green screen on everything. Do some quick talk. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna block this person. Hey, let me just leave a comment. No spam. Okay, let me remove this person. There's Calibos. They finally show him in the movie. Remove it. I don't even know what that is. Yeah. Look at that face. Yep. He puts a jewel around her, even though he can't be with her. This makeup is amazing, by the way. This came out the same year as Raiders of the Lost Ark, but of course that got all the praise because it was a mainstream movie that did so well. Saw this caveman. She doesn't say a word until almost an hour into the movie. Well, yeah, it's almost 45 minutes in. And the men are like, He has beautiful hair like Elsa. There he is. That makeup, wow. 44 minutes in, she's. Near, look at that, man. He has a tail now. I like the way they move. Like, it's very fluid. And even back in the 80s, yeah, it's still stop motion, still looks great. Look at Robocop or Terminator. They didn't have CGI back then. They didn't. And it looks great. It looks real to me. They did it with hands, not with machines. Machines can't do everything. Sorry. They can't do everything. He's a villain. He's one of the main villains because you have him and then the Kraken and of course the awesome Medusa in the third act. So, oh, woman's sand. Yeah, I know. They have the softest hands. That makeup, yeah, again. He's like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. Look at me. Yep, she doesn't want your jewelry. There's the footprints. Look at this face. It's like, oh, that's a creepy freeze frame. Yeah. When I saw that face, I was like, damn, that's gonna haunt me for a while. Gators. Uh-oh, run. There's gators in that swamp. I would never go into a swamp. There he is. There's Calibos. He's trying to get there. Get your sword. Gotcha. Kills him off screen. Because we got another hour of movie to get to. Yeah. Numb. Yeah. Gross Perseus comes in like a boss. Any man is worthy. Any heterosexual man who wants a woman's love is worthy of someone. There he is, like a boss. I love his Shazam cape. It's bigger than Shazam's, by the way. And it's sad that this movie made more money than Fury of the Gods. Speaking of that, because again, it's cheaper and it still looks amazing. This film probably didn't even cost like 100 million. It probably cost 20 million. Let me see how much it costs. This movie still holds up, man. It's a shame the remake had to ruin everything and that stupid sequel, Wrath of the Titans. 1981 fantasy adventure, yeah. Hello, beautiful creature. It grossed 41 million, and back then making it the 11th highest grossing film of that year. The budget was $9 to $15 million, guys. 9 to 15 million. Not 15 million. 15. That's insane that this movie costs about a third or an eighth of a price of a freaking Marvel or DC movie. And it still looks amazing. Real sets, real makeup, real practical effects. That's how you do it. You don't make everything a CGI cartoon. People are tired of that. They want real. They want to be able to feel the atmosphere. Who can it be now? He's a boss man, a strong man. That's not. Yep, good for you. See, like a boss, sir. Yeah, next year I want to see more manly men doing things, not just females getting all the attention. Give it to a guy every now and then. It doesn't hurt. Look at Dune. I am a man, and I like to see, some strong testosterone-driven dudes taking action. That's right. Get your prize, Perseus. In the remake, he doesn't even end up with her. He ends up with some other girl that I don't care about. Gemma Arterton, who is not as beautiful as this girl. Not even close. She's boring. She's a boring bento with dry lips. Why do you think I want to see Godzilla X Kong? It's not for the cast, I'll tell you that much. It's for the strong male characters. You saw he has one arm now. I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. This or revenge. Haha. Yeah, that's right. Touch her hair. Hair is the most beautiful thing on a woman. He looks like somebody. Not really. It looks horrible. His performance is good. The actor that plays Calibos, because it's stop motion. And he has to act with that makeup. It's not easy to act with makeup. You have to delve deep within your soul to act in a. Well, you are a girl. It doesn't take very long for that to happen. I know. That's right. Touch. I know the feeling, dude. When I when I saw Catherine, I was astonished too. I couldn't move. It's romantic, man. Look at that face. That's a face I would love to see on my wall in a nice painting. Kiss. 55 minutes into the movie. Usually we have to wait to the end, but it's nice, man. And after the year I've had, yeah, I don't get this. The movie's not over yet. We still got another hour to go. Them's fighting words. I'm glad I'm doing this because I wanted to do this months ago. Well, Maggie Smith, you a virgin. Wow. Damn, that's a big ultimatum. Yep, in a month. You have a month to do this, or I'm gonna get you. Yep. Yes, I am. That dress is beautiful. Pink. Pink was a really exactly action, not words. Actions speak louder than words. Critics. hmm hmm Past, past, present, and the future from Hercules. They have that eye. Mhm. And I will take this any day over a Game of Thrones episode or House of the Dragon. Because again, this is epic without being gratuitous. Game of Thrones only got away with it because they had a ton of gore and nudity that doesn't even need to be there. Yeah, because that's what I want to watch in an HBO show. A bunch of naked British women. No, no, thank you. Here, it was done in an artsy way, and it makes sense. Oh, that's right. Touch her face. You don't need permission for that. They were about to be married, people. So suck on that remake. Trying to ruin one of the greatest fantasy romances of all time. The poor horse. Don't worry, no animals were harmed in this movie. That was a really disturbing scene, but I know. She has beautiful hair. Dun, 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 dun. These are real horses too. No space horses from the Rise of Skywalker. That movie made no sense. Why are they riding horses in Star Wars? They didn't ride horses in the original. You had the tauntauns, but those are more like I don't know, like a goat or something, or like a camel. It wasn't really a horse. It had two legs, not four. Like that owl sleeping. Bubo. That owl sleeping. Yeah, they are nocturnal. They sleep during the day, owls. Kind of like I do. They make a mechanical owl. Hmm. It's a really beautiful owl. See, I love animals more than people. Animals do not judge. My dog is 9 years old and she goes by scent and instincts, not judgment. People are too judgmental and I'm sick of it. That's why I do these podcasts alone. Nobody can judge me. That was her Hedwig. Except Hedwig is a snow owl, right? Yeah, because it's white. She's a snow owl. There's Bubo. What's the weather like right now? 46, but it's still humid today. It's cute. He's a mechanical bird. Hmm. It's so cute. I wish I had that toy. Bubo, the golden owl. Be a great Funko Pop. Yeah. See, this is a cool character. Unlike the stupid porgs in The Last Jedi, this thing is part of the plot. It's not some a thing to sell toys. Follow the bird. The bird is the word. I need to charge my laptop. Let me plug it in. I don't want it to die on me because the movie's it's half done. So we got another like 40-50 minutes to go. Yeah, it's a long movie, but it's not Lord of the Rings long or The Hobbit or even Harry Potter. Those are much longer than this. Bubo's such a cute character and memorable. See, the boards are just stupid little penguin things that don't even do anything in the movie. They're there to look cute. There we go. Charged. Look. And I'm wearing headphones because I don't want to get copyrighted for the music in this movie. We're up to scene 17. There's our painted nails. Movies can be long as they don't put scenes that go on for over 5 minutes. Exactly. Get to the point faster. Movies need to be shorter next year. Less runtime is more entertainment value for me. Not everything needs to be over 2 hours long. Too many movies this year, whether good or bad, were too long. Mario wasn't one of them. I'm saying every movie that came out after Scream 6. They made it to the top of the mountain. It's still the coolest prop in the movie, and it serves a purpose. It's not just here comes the witches. Yeah, that we're. Mhm. These are the same characters from Hercules. They have like a crystal ball eye. Mhm. Yep, get the eye, Bubo. The Medusa's head, because it could turn anything into stone. Hmm. Yep, turns to stone. Bubo's like, yeah, are you for real? Hmm. So good, man. See, this is a good movie. There's a reason why this is highly regarded as one of the best Harryhausen, films that he did. And he didn't even direct the movie, but he does most of the effects in the film. Ew, rats. Hmm. Hmm. She kind of looks like a Stella Warren. Yeah, from the Planet of the Apes remake. Yeah, that's kind of how she looks like. Hmm. Hmm. Wow, they made Love in a Temple. Yikes. Perseus can't even touch her until after they're married. This is way better than Wrath of the Titans. It is, because it actually has substance. It's not just a bunch of nonsense thrown in my face. It's like he left me. I'm like, this is his journey since the beginning when Harry Hamlin first showed up in the first act of the film. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, you have to give him the coin. Even in these epics, they have to pay a toll or a tax or something to get across. Like when you go on the Staten Island ferry to get to Coney, uh, the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. At least this movie's shorter than Return of the King. It is. It's like 3 hours shorter. If you're talking about the extended cut, this is about an hour and 50 minutes. I'll check when the movie's over. And there's no post credit scene or anything. It's just it ends. Sometimes it's good for a movie to end. I'm just so happy that Thanksgiving is next week and I don't have to hear any noise. Skeletor? Yep. Here's the coin. Or the Grim Reaper, which killed so many actors this year and the box office. Yeah. You're not taking the box office away from me next year, Grim. You don't get to ruin another year of my life. SAG and all you people that have to strike this year. Even the weather wasn't against me as much this year compared to everything else. At least it's not snowing yet. So much atmosphere in this movie. That's why it still holds up. That's why it costs only about an eighth of the budget of any superhero movie this year, or anything that came out this year. I mean, there was like dramas that cost more than this movie. Like Killers of the Flower Moon cost $200 million, really, for a drama. Yeah, no, dramas should be 5 million or less, not 200 million. I didn't see any special effects in that movie or Wish. Why does that cost 200 million? Where does this money come from? Seriously, where does it come from? This had $9 to $15 million for the budget. That made 41. Adjusted for inflation, that would be like 100 million now or more worldwide. Mm-hmm. Remember when cinemas was sacred and now everything has to be so digital and distant and overly long? Yeah, it's just not the same anymore. Hopefully next year we'll learn our lessons from the over long, over budgeted films of 2023, 2022, and 2021. 2020, I can't say much because again, it doesn't count because the theaters were closed for most of that year. So, but if the theaters are going to be open, give us something worthwhile seeing in the theater. Hollywood, stop. Hmm. Right in the face. There's still more really good effects. You have the two-headed dog, Medusa, the scorpions, and then you have the kraken. They show the entire kraken's body in the third act. Nowadays, everything is too digital. Exactly, Spidey. It doesn't need to be that way. Two people talking, you don't need a background of CG in the background. Just have real sets. You don't need to do uh, COVID protocol because soon that's going to be over. Here's a two-headed dog. It's not Cerberus. That's a three-headed dog. This is a two-headed dog. This movie's a classic, man. I didn't see it as a kid. I only saw the ending when I was like 7. But I saw the film on DVD back in the 2000s. Yeah, back in the 2000s. There it is. Doggy. Hello, dog. And there are two-headed animals because I've seen the two-headed turtle before. Two heads are better than one. Me too. I saw the ending of this movie. A snake. Just get the sword, Percy. Is it just a snake? Sounds like a wolf, not a dog. See, it's just a snake. Wolves are dangerous. Oh, this is a dog. Take that, puppy. Don't worry, no animals are harmed. It's not a real dog. It's stop motion. Gotcha. Die, dog. Mm-hmm. Two-headed dog. Yep, again, like I said, like a boss. There's a reason that movies like this don't get made now because Harryhausen died before Avatar 2 came out. And his effects to this day get more standing ovations than anything CG. I know because when I saw the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms last year in the theater, they clapped when his name came up. It was just his name, technical special effects, Ray Harryhausen, and they clapped. That is the sign of something that is classic. Movies nowadays, you see the CG are like, oh, that's just a bunch of computer effects. That's it. They barely get the praise they deserve. I miss movies like this. I do too. But we have to get our cinema back. Take it away from these critics and incels and SAG writers that don't know what they're doing. Here comes Medusa. Yeah. There's a rattlesnake tail. And it still looks better than that CGI version of the Medusa that looks terrible. Look at that head. Atmosphere, people. You can't make that with computers. You have to do that with backgrounds, with silhouettes, with shadows, with the things around you, the surroundings, ambience. Look at that. Also, here she has a bow and arrow. Gotcha. Yep, you didn't see that coming. I'm hoping next year will like the old days where they have movies that cost 100 million or less. Exactly. I don't need every movie to look like a video game unless it's based on one. I've seen Netflix movies with smaller budgets that look better than theatrical releases this year. Honestly, there it is. I see you. I see that awesome practical effect. And see, it's shot in a dark room, so it brings some atmosphere. I didn't know this was from Legend of Zelda's getting a movie. It could be like this, except they're going to use CG. I get that, but use some practical effects too. It worked for Lord of the Rings and even the Hobbits. Gotcha. Yep, the eyes. And Medusa's still a great ride in Six Flags Great Adventure. They brought it back, and I'm like, yeah, and it worked. Also, they used the Medusa in Percy Jackson. Remember, she had glasses, played by Uma Thurman. You missed. And there's a decapitation in this scene. It's one of the most violent Harryhausen deaths of one of his creatures. He cuts her head off. That's what we got to do to the incels and to the bad writers that live in this that are in this society. They need the head just, of course. I'm not saying kill them. I'm just saying in a symbolic way, in a metaphorical way. We got to cut off the head of boredom and pretentiousness and overlong running times. 55%. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Guard his life. Medusa was in Kid Icarus. Yeah, missed. I'm loving this scene. It's one of the best scenes in the movie, and it's shot in a dark room, and I can see it. It's not shot so dark I can't see a thing like Underworld Blood Wars. That movie is so dark you can't see the action. It's barely visible in the movie. It's either too bright or too dark. Make up your mind. Here it comes. It reminds me of Batman 1989. Well, it came out in the same decade, just not a few years earlier. Yep. Here she comes. Here comes the money shot. Decapitation. Yep. Cut your freaking head off. That's what we got to do to boredom next year. Just make it, just in a symbolic way, just end it. Stop making these movies 3 hours and don't need to be it. Put an intermission or make the movie shorter, please. Yep. And she's bleeding. Yep. Gotcha. I love shorter movies. Even if they're almost 2 hours, if they're under 2 hours, it's fine. I can handle that. 3 hours is too long. Even watching it at home, it's a lot. We're almost done. Yep. No more shield. It's a great pose, by the way. Yep, I got the head. Yeah, he put the head in a sack, like Santa Claus's sack. Because you get a movie like Pirates of the Caribbean, the first movie was too long. So when they made the sequels even longer, I'm like, why? You're not telling an epic story. You just bore me to tears. Yep, Calibos, he won't leave him alone. Yep, her blood, it goes all over the floor. There's the scorpions, yeah. Because I saw the scorpions in the remake, and I'm like, this looks terrible. It looks like they look fake, and they had to put the movie in 3D. No, this version would have been better in 3D than the original than the remake. There's those CGI scorpions, like Black Scorpion. It's fitting because Harryhausen didn't do the effects for that. Let me lower this to and yep, it's much better. Now it's not so cold in here. Oh, Bubo. Yep. There's the scorpions. That's right, fight. Stinger. Yep, he stung you. Gotcha. Get your sword. The Yep. You stabbed him with his hook and with his not hook, but like a fork for a hand. Yep. Cut the tail off. Die. Die, Scorpion. It's 12 o'clock already. I also love longer movies like Avengers: Infinity War, Endgame, and Trilogy, but because they told stories that with that length, yeah, and they didn't waste my time. And critics complain less about them compared to movies from the last 3 years. I'm sick of the complaints. Gotcha, speared right in the stomach. You're no match for the mighty sword. That sword is like Excalibur or He-Man's sword. Sword is my favorite weapon. Yeah, in a movie, usually it is. Or lightsaber in the case of Star Wars. There's Bubo. We just got knocked into the water. Now we gotta fight the Kraken. Yep, he can fly all right. Yeah, we're in the third act now, so the movie's almost over. Cuckoo. Yep, that's right. Fly, Bubo, fly. Birdie, birdie, birdie. Yep, he started a fire. Fly, Pegasus. Hmm. We're almost done. Yep, they show her body. This is the last bit of nudity in the film. Wow. Damn. You're not gonna see this in some in some Marvel movie unless it's guard. I just watched Class of Nine. I'm watching Guardians of the Galaxy in my area. Which one? The first one? Yep, they showed her butt cheeks and side of her boobs. They didn't show the crotch because this is not an R-rated movie. It's a PG movie. That beautiful, beautiful hair. Hair is the most important thing a woman has on their head. Hair is very important to me. Soft, flowing hair. And this is the third act where the Kraken shows up and it means business. The Kraken's only in two scenes in the movie, but you remember it. So I use it as my thumbnail. Yep. He's the Kraken. Again. He said it at the beginning of the film and near the end. I'm all for doing things different, but do it right or don't do it at all. This is why Batgirl never got released. Yeah. What a complete blast of this movie. Yeah. It's a blast from my past. I hadn't seen it in a while, so it feels like I'm watching it for the first time. Yeah, in my 30s. Because when I first saw this movie, it was like when I was in my, I think in my 20s. Yeah. Have you seen Cheaper by the Dozen by Allison Story? Yeah, I've seen both of them. I didn't see the new one last year. The woke version, I skipped it on Disney Plus because I don't have enough time. Life is too short to waste it on pain. I've been through enough pain this year, both at home and in the theater. So there he is flying through the air. The gates are opening. Don't have much to complain about in this movie. Yeah, it's very long, but it's not for a movie at this time, but it still holds up. Watching the first Guardians in my area in the theater. Here it comes. Kraken time. Hand, hand, hand. Look at that. This is the last Harryhausen effect in a film, but it wouldn't be the last stop motion creature. Bubo's down for the count. The thing on the front cover of the movie, this is the last scene in the movie. It doesn't disappoint either. Look at that body. Look how big it is. Aman is like, oh no. Cover of the DVD is so epic. Yeah, this is the original cover. The back is a little damaged, but again, it's a different cover. But yeah, I just prefer the original over the remake. If I ever see the remake, I'm not gonna own it. I'll just stream it. I'm gonna get you, girl. Here it comes. There's not a lot of dialogue at the end. If this was made today, there will be talking about. There will be telling us and not showing us. Show, not don't tell. Perseus fell, but he's okay. He fell in the water. I suffered the same thing as much as you did. Exactly. This year's been a rough year. Brrr. Yeah, Booble's not dead. He's a machine. Swim, Perseus, swim. Yep, the head. Don't forget the head. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So epic, man. Yeah, the ending is kind of abrupt, but it works. Just like in the Marvels. So suck on that, critics. You hateful, despiteful people, you. Look into her eyes. So iconic. One of the most iconic scenes ever. It's abrupt, but it works. Yep, you're stoned. Thank you for all these effects, Ray Harryhausen. Rest in peace, sir. Your effects are going to live forever. There's a reason that people speak highly of your work over the some of the CG I had to endure this year. Like a boss again. And Toss that head. Now get your prize, sir. Claim your victory. I don't miss the MCU films in the theater. I go see all of them. Whether they're good or bad, I'm going to see them in the theater like I deserve. And the Marvels, I enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite films of the year. I don't care what anybody says. It's not the worst thing of the year, not even close. Yep, free your woman. All of her. See, again, show, don't tell. That's right. Carry your woman like an officer and a gentleman. That's right, Pegasus. You did well. Acknowledge the flying horse. Long live Ray Harryhausen's effects, man. No, Bubo. Oh. Oh, yeah. There are other heroes. There's Theseus and Hercules. Rest in peace, Laurence Olivier. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, he did. There's a reason these movies are going to live forever, man. Hmm. Harryhausen is best stop motion effects, yeah. Is this the movie from Ray Harryhausen? Because if it is, then it'll be very surviving. Because I heard that in most of the dinosaur media. Yeah, this is the original, not the remake. Yep, that's Phil's boy. Mm-hmm. There's a narration, but it's not long. Mm-hmm. I'll remember this movie forever. An hour and 55 minutes. And that was the Clash of the Titans, the original version, man. Still a classic, man. If you've never seen this movie, see it now. Yeah, this will lead to more epics in the future. But thanks for watching, guys. Again, I'm glad that I got to do this because it's been a long year. So acknowledge me, like I always say, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. It's not going to be tomorrow because I'm going to go out tomorrow, but I'll probably do another review. And this is a classic, man. See the original. I would recommend the original. Stay away from the remake and the sequel because they're not as good. Not even close. The original's usually always the best. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. End.